Hey, it's Finnick. I'm back with another Palia tour. I'm here with Kruja. How you doing today, Kruja?
Doing great. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. And we did a speed tour of your plot not too long ago. But those of you who have seen it, you know this is going to be good. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and let's get going.
Yeah, and I think a few things have changed since the speed tour.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. And there's going to be some people that didn't watch the speed tour or watching this for the very first time. So go ahead and tell us about your plot.
So this actually started off as just a normal tavern plot, where
Hmm.
just a lot of my friends could just hang out, and I accidentally put a chopper on a chair. I only had one chopper at the time,
Hmm.
one chopper plushie. And with 2 weeks worth of Maji Market, I decided to just do every single chopper chase there was imaginable, and Chopper Tavern was born.
Nice.
So there was updates where we got, the core limit increases and all types of items. So now it's Plushieville, and it's evolved quite nicely.
Oh yeah, totally. I love what you've been doing with the flowers too, because if I recall correctly, we didn't have the flowers when we did the speed tour, right?
Yeah, when you did the speed tour, it was wooden posts that were up, and they had just a bunch of the Ravenwood, sort of like what's over here with the Emberborn fence,
All
but it
right.
was with the wooden fence posts.
Ah,
And
yes.
those fence took up about 400, 500 items, and I wanted to get in on the flower craze, so
Oh
I created
yeah.
this little walkthrough park.
I love it. Well, I'm following you. You're my tour guide.
These are actually some new additions that I got, some new citizens as I call them,
Yes. Citizens of Plushieville.
and I couldn't figure out what to do with Frogbird because you can't put him on seats. So I made a little pond for him.
Oh, that's cute. He looks happy, I guess.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
So
He's
before we
got
go into the
resting Frogbert face, I guess.
yes, he does. At least his eyes doesn't follow you like the big giant one.
Oh, if only they do.
So over here we have some dragons and some choppers eating a little bit of baked goods.
Awesome.
And a new addition to Plushieville, you'll see this all around. And I wanted to explain it and get it out the way. Is I gave the choppers a new job.
Awesome. I'll follow you here just a sec. I love it when my Xbox controller decides to become self-aware. This is adorable.
So this is the chopper delivery service. So you'll see these little guys all around Plushieville, and they're just delivering stuff.
That is too cute. That is too cute.
It's
You really
actually the
thought.
first time.
Oh
Huh?
no, sorry. I
Sorry.
was just gonna say, like, you really thought of like a whole story behind it.
Yeah, I wanted it to like be viable. Like how do goods and services get in and out of Plushieville, and how does it get all around? So you'll see a couple of these guys around. I'll show you each time I have them. And this is actually my first time fusing items as well.
All right, cool.
So our first stop will be the bakery.
Oh yeah, I do remember the bakery. This is
Yeah,
so
and this
cute, and I
this
love
came
your use
about.
of colors too.
Oh, thank you. It took a long time to figure out which colors to use. I wanted to make it feel like it was, edible. Like it was part of uh, the cake baking process, so to
Mm.
speak. Like it was icing almost.
Okay, nice.
And the whole bakery was created because I wanted to make a cake kitchen. Because at the time when I started this, a lot of people were just plotting down a bunch of kitchens and things on grass, and I was like, I wonder if you can make a cake kitchen look good. Nowadays, everybody has cake kitchens that look good, but I wanted to hide it in the bakery.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because I mean, what came about is sort of a means to an end, and there were all these different layouts and configurations. When people take the time to actually make something look presentable, like this is a really cool looking pantry. It makes a whole difference. Now I remember this cake kitchen was incredible. And I remembered correctly.
Yep, and the new addition was actually the wallpaper. So that's the new Palcat wallpaper that we have.
Yeah, that is a really good color choice for this because it just kind of brings everything together. You have some good highlights and very good use of lighting, and you know, it's definitely like it's a productive kitchen, but it also is pleasing to look at.
Yeah, and in my mind, I wanted to model it after like an old style Spanish kitchen almost,
Hmm.
and so that's why I went with more like of a neutral palette and a lot of flowers.
Yeah, I think that helps because when you look at this, you start to get into you can choose where to make your colors pop, and I think that works very much in your favor.
Yeah, and you know, I think some people they get hung up on like set mashing, right?
Hmm.
And I try to encourage people to do set mashing because I
Yeah.
think that sets can go well together if you just add a little bit of color.
Oh yeah. This guy is
So
very
this,
focused on
yeah,
this.
well, he just sent the delivery out.
Aw, that's a nice touch. I'm gonna be looking for these. Aw,
Yeah, I think I have 4 of them currently,
nice.
and I wanted them to like highlight different things that they're delivering. So if you'll notice, all around the plot, I have seating areas. I think they just make the place come alive because
Hmm.
you always want a place to sit, and if you put a a plushie here, a plushie there, it makes it feel believable.
It does, yeah. I think it. Now that you mention that, right? I've seen other people just have lots of seating areas, but you're right though. When you put a plushie down, it helps it stage the area a lot better.
Yeah, and it keeps the plushie off the floor as well, so it's not
Right.
too low. I like to keep it as high to your eye level as possible because you notice it more.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. That's cool.
So this next restaurant was created purely off of me getting the mushroom plushie.
Oh, I gotta see this. There you are. Nice. The
Yeah, I had
mushroom
no idea.
plushie cracks me up because it's just like they take their job very seriously.
They do. They do. They always have like that stern face on.
Yeah. Like, don't mess with me. I know things.
Yep. And so the style of this is obviously an Asian style restaurant that I wanted to make. And as you notice, since you last been here, there's a second room.
Oh, I love it. Craving me some pot stickers right now.
And the second room was created purely so I can add an outdoor area because there was one plushie I didn't know what to do with.
Holy smokes.
And that
Yep.
is the big guy. And so
That's the
what
big
better thing to
boss.
do?
You
Yep.
gotta
What better
feed
thing to
him.
do than to have him eat? Yep.
Maybe he was the size of the other Frogbert, and we've been giving him some food. He's just been growing exponentially.
And yep, he's been eating too much dumplings, too much sushi, and the likes of it.
Is there such a thing?
Now, as
Uh,
you notice, the choppers, they have so many jobs now that they're delivering and stuff. So I needed to add a little place for Steam and some crop gambling so they can gamble away their crops at the new racetrack.
oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. A derp racing track.
Yep. And this is the newest addition to Plushieville over here.
That's too
Yep.
fun.
And it fills out this corner nicely because I didn't have anything prior. I had just a bunch of trees here. And I think just gives this corner a little bit of mystery and it adds a little special thing to this corner.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's, you know, it's one thing to tour a plot like with just me, but having other, I still affirm this that having you on voice and explain the story behind it, I think adds a lot of magic to it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll try to give all the stories that I can.
Hey, yeah, I'm here for it.
And this, of course,
Oh,
as I explained, is the original building. This is the original Chapaa Tavern.
this is too cute. It just seems so alive since you have all the plushies and stuff there. It really
Yeah, and I
just
think. Sorry,
like
I didn't mean to cut you
it
off.
no 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 it's fine. It's just like it feels like we're walking through something that's frozen in time. And at any moment, you know, the time would unfreeze and there'd be just a whole bunch of conversation and laughter and
And I believe what adds to that, and I'm a firm believer of it, is the moving parts. Because the moving parts give you that illusion that they could be moving. So if you notice,
yeah.
there's fish bubbles, there's fire in the corner, there's bugs moving, there's steam coming off the plates. And so I try to add little moving elements in the entire plot so that way it gives it like a sense of life, even though the plushies are just, static.
I know. You did a really good job with this.
Thank you, thank you. And I think this is the most fleshed out because I've spent months on just the Chopper Tavern prior to adding everything else. So this probably has the most items in it.
We got the chef.
Yep, the ranch style kitchen back here.
And you know, aside from the storytelling, right? If you were to remove the plushies from the equation just for a second, everything else, the design itself stands on its own. And I think that's something that speaks for itself. It's you know, the plushies add the story, the whimsical nature to it. Like it gives it character, but underneath the surface of that, it's a really good design, you know.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I always think of my plot as a gimmicky plot because all I have is the plushies.
No, I'm not gonna let you do that because the build itself is just very creative, and you know, like I said, like outside of the plushies, like you got lighting, you got colors, you got flowers. They all jive so well together. And then when you add in the plushies to that, on top of that, like you have this very immersive story and experience.
Thank you. And as you can see, I am very, very committed to the plushies. I have multiples of all of them, even though sometimes it's a pain, like the Cernux.
Oh yeah, what's going on back here? Got a
Now,
conversation going on.
now this is the hot tub, and I don't know if you noticed, but a new addition is I fused the pergola over the hot tub.
Oh yeah, that is nice. That is
So
nice.
that's a brand new addition, and it took me a while to figure out what to do with this. And the secret is that it's actually a chopper sitting on a present,
Oh
and the pergola is sitting on the present, and the present is fused with the bathtub.
wow, that's a lot of work.
Now the reason you can't see the present in the water is because I put a gourmet cutting block on top. So it's a brown block that the chopper's sitting on, and you can't see the present underneath. So that took a lot
Nice.
of thinking of what to do.
Yeah, that's some engineering for you, for sure.
But I thought it added to that because I always thought this area would be secluded, and I think the pergola brings it in nicely.
I think so too. You know, I like to point out every now and then that those kinds of engineering, it requires more than one person to do. But on that same token, it also clues Singularity 6 on what to add to the game and what abilities to add to the game.
Yeah, definitely. Because in order for me to do that, I had to take my wife's Switch in order to fuse them together myself,
Yeah.
and that took a lot of work. So here goes another little guy. He's coming in with a bee.
Yeah, just like a Chapaa to deliver bugs.
Yep, and of course he's coming in through the back way because he came from Bahari,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
I
he's
see that.
delivering it to the coffee shop so that way they can get more honey out of the bee.
Nice.
And so you'll see these flowers. They're not as prominent as they used to be. I used to have these all over the plot, but I wanted to keep them on the plot because I felt like it was an iconic staple
I
to
think
my
so
plot.
too. Yeah.
And this is the coffee shop. This was created because they had a, they made the coffee maker that I still have yet to get.
Hmm.
and so that's why this place was created.
That's incredible. And we're like arriving at, we picked a good time, you and I, to do this
Yeah,
because we
definitely.
got the lighting changes and everything.
Yeah, and I really like how the lights on the flowers, it just brings out the flowers even more.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. That's something that yeah, my wife Ellie discovered that flowers look completely different when you apply direct light to them. That's
Yep,
something to
and as
keep
you
in
can see,
mind.
I included them in the natural flowers as well.
Yeah.
There's lights in there.
That's always something that's a nice treat to see when I notice that. It just lights them up, you know. It's cool when it's
Yeah,
just so well balanced.
it adds more life.
It does. Oh, gang's all here.
Yep, and this is the concert hall.
Pre
Um, um,
pre Q&A here. What song are they playing?
they're playing a kitsune song.
A
It's all
kitsune
about the
song.
kitsune.
All
Yeah,
about the
uh,
kitsune. Nice.
yeah, it's all about the kitsune. So what happens is that originally this was a three chopper band, but they didn't
Ah.
get enough of an audience. And then the kitsune came onto the scene and took over the lead role, and it's all about the kitsune. And the two other band members make money off the kitsune, so they don't complain.
Hey, that's cool. Whatever you got to do to make money.
And this is the last one, the last delivery guy. He came from the furniture shop, and he's delivering a plant and a light
Aw.
and
It's
whatever's in those
just
boxes.
so damn cute. We don't ask.
So as you know, as you see, I have random plushies just eating, drinking, having a merry good time. I try not to have them doing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I just want to add a little bit of variety everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you have this one's selling hot dogs and tacos.
I mean, what more do you need?
Nothing. That's it. That's all life needs. And this is the newly vamped furniture shop.
Oh.
So for anyone that's been on my plot prior to me adding, I think I added 3 rooms to this.
Mm-hmm.
They were torn between what this was, and they used to think it was a bed and breakfast. And so I wanted to make more furniture to make it stand out more. That, when you come in to a furniture shop, you see the mattresses on one side, and then you see all the different sets. But not only that, I wanted to make it so new players can see all the different types of furniture that's available and all the different colors that you can make them.
Yeah. I've seen more and more people do staging areas like that, and it's such a cool way to demonstrate for people that are just kind of getting started as far as like what to do and what to use, and what colors to use to kind of see those combinations together. These are the choppers that are making it all happen. The
Yep,
workshop.
they're making the furniture in the workshop, and I think the workshop is a great place to hide, all the tools, because I didn't want to have a separate workshop plot. I wanted everything to be on one plot. I wanted to not have to flip back and forth, and so I made the workshop area to hide everything: the modification tables, all the crafting tables, all the fabrication.
Oh yeah. And if you're watching this sometime in the future, just, you know, in the off chance there's been some updates, right? I want you to imagine some of the things that Kruja has incorporated from those updates. Probably reach out to him and see what he's done, but just incredible.
Oh, I'm
Because like
always
we've had
shameless
some,
plot.
yeah, every time we get new items in Palia, it's a good kind of work, and we see that evolution as we continue to do house tours. And it's fun every now and then to see when you have, for example, if you look at the speed tour and you watch this video, you'll see the changes like from those updates, and it's a cool thing to see that evolution.
Yeah, and I can even send you. I think somebody did a video of when it was just the Chapaa Tavern. It was only the Chapaa Tavern, and you
Yeah.
can see how long, how along the plot, how much the plot has grown since then.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
So one of the things I like to incorporate is flow. I like if everything flows. So when you're in a tour, you're going from left to right, and I don't
Mhm.
want you to have to go back through the furniture store. So you come out here and boof, you're ready for the next building.
Nice. I like an efficient tour. But that's also why I typically I follow people around rather than just kind of meander on my own. Because I mean, for all intents and purposes, you're the professional here.
Yeah, but
You
I
know
also
your
set
plot
this
better than
up
I do.
so
Yeah.
that's true. But I also set it up to explore as well.
Yeah.
So coming in here, I love that this room always confuses people because you see stores, you see restaurant, then you come in here and you're like, is this a hotel? This is a lobby. What is this? And this is simply the waiting room for parents. And what they're waiting
Oh.
for is to pick up their kids from school.
Oh my goodness. That's just too freaking cute. The whole damn thing is just so cute. Oh my goodness.
I was trying to find a way how I can make it look like a school without us having lettering, because you want to put lettering on a blackboard.
Yeah.
So I put the maps on the blackboard.
That is just too cute. A little tiny bathroom, his and hers.
And as an Easter egg, if you look at the seat is up.
Nice. That's a nice touch. That's a very nice touch.
Now, one of the things I do, and I recommend it to everybody, is leave open seating on your plot. Don't always fill it, because sometimes people want to take a selfie if they want to feel like they're engaged. So every place that you go, there's always an open seat. So like if you wanted to feel like you're part of the school, you can, sit down and you can see like the view of what the plushies actually see. I'm huge on views and angles.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that is really brilliant. We have these homes and like we decorate them, we can build stories around them. We've captured so much stuff on my channel, and I think that's such a really good note to have, is just if you want to be a part of the story, whatever that story is, it's like you said, add some open seating for people to be a part of it. That's a really cool tip.
Yeah, no, I love it. I always operate in views. Like if you ever watch me in the process of decorating, I'll put something down and I'll run at every angle because I want to make sure it looks good from at least 80% of the angles that you see something in.
That's exactly what my wife does. She'll
Yeah,
look at it and she'll run up and down the paths, and yeah,
it makes a huge difference.
it really does. It really does. On the
So the
outside, it
reason,
looks like you're, zooming around crazy, but you know what you're doing.
oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. You look like a mad person, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So this outfit in particular I'm wearing because a lot of people like to say that this is like a Disney plot, and I've also been compared to like Willy Wonka. So I think it it fits the aesthetic of the Plushieville.
Yeah, totally Willy Wonka vibes. Totally Willy
So as
Wonka
mayor of
vibes.
Plushieville, I need a house, and so this is my house.
Very, very nice. And this is just like I was highlighting before, you take the plushies out of the equation just for a second, and this is what you have. You have a well-built establishment. You got lighting, you have all the colors, all the different decorations, and it's well executed. There's not too much, there's not too many other ways to say it. It's just well done. You have balance. Yeah, that's a home
Thank you,
run,
thank you,
Kruja. No, I was
thank you.
credit where credit is due.
And one thing I was saying before is I think people should not shy away from set mashing. So if you look at like the front room in particular, I believe there's like 4 or 5 different sets here. You have a homestead, you have the Valley Spring, you have the Bellflower, you have
Yeah,
the Moonstruck, you have Dragon everywhere. And I think
right.
people should just go nuts and just don't worry about what set is tied to what set. Just have fun with it.
Yeah,
and you'll figure it
absolutely.
out.
Right. Yeah, it's a good starting point, you know, if you're not sure what goes with what, but as you clearly demonstrated, when you combine those different building styles and the colors and everything like that, you can create something very cohesive. That's awesome.
Yep. And I think if you stick to sets, just sets, you, you'll see when something's off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas if you train people when they come in, if you train people's eyes when they come into there, and all they see is set mashing, your whole plot could be set mashing.
Yeah.
Because I always got the comparison of, oh, you're so rich to have everything. If you look at my plot, like 85% of it is ranch and homestead and industrial.
Just because that
I
matches
just
your
I
aesthetic, you know?
Yeah, I just started getting money because of the Cernak hunting. I put like 70 hours into Cernak hunting.
Oh boy. A
And this
nice
is the
little
garden.
farm. Yeah, a nice garden. It's always fun
And
too,
once it
because like I remember, so you know, back when I first started playing Palia, like before the open beta, had a little bit of the closed beta. I remember the farming was all min maxing and stuff, but as I've started to do, you know, house tours since ooh, like last October, I believe, I've noticed more and more people decorating their production areas, you know? It's not just a means to an end, like let's actually make it look pretty.
Yeah, and I agree. That's what I like. I like to hide them. I like to make them purposeful. Like everything out here looks like it would belong to your farm, and
Yeah,
it would be a part of
absolutely.
the decor.
My, have we covered everything?
We did. We actually did. We have that. Um, we
Well,
have the two
now
Cernucks here.
my favorite part of the tour is going to be Q&A. Where would be the coziest place on your house and plot? First part of the Q&A, I like to use this time just to kind of go over a lot of my take. I happen to say, as far as like design cores go, you're a solid eclectic core. Just because you're able to ebb and to flow into different styles. Like there were some parts of your plot that were clean, some that had clutter to them, some that were practical. And, you know, when you have those three kind of design styles that you're able to kind of push and pull from, and you know that to me is like solid eclectic design. And I think you've nailed the balance of it. You've nailed colors, you've nailed flowers. The lighting has just been awesome, just all throughout. And then on top of all of that design stuff, you incorporate this entire story and you make this whole plot come alive just with plushies. And I think even though plushies are, you know, more of a novelty in Pele, like you have elevated the FOMO that everybody's going to have now to have plushies on their plot. Like that's just it's non-negotiable at this point after seeing this, you know, after people be able to see this this video. So that
And
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. I think it's the stream delay that or the, the internet delay that makes me cut you off. So I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
I think I've witnessed that in real time because some of the people that I knew, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they didn't even care about plushies at first. And then as you see what they do for a plot and how it just makes it feel more alive and not as lifeless,
Yeah.
they started really leaning into it. And so I like to encourage that too. And so to me, it's like a little game, and it's like, hey, what did you get today? Oh my gosh, I want that, And I always say I can't have enough plushies, right? Even though it's clear that if I stop today, I still have a lot. I think my latest numbers was 116.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm putting the goal out there for me to get 20 Cernucks in total, which is an absurd goal
Oh
when
yeah.
given the drop rate. But I
Until
think
they
that
come out
adds
with
to
a
the
different
community.
plushie.
Yeah, but I think that adds to the community because I like to show this not as because hey, look at me, but it's like look at what you could do because I
Right.
want to see what other people could do because just as much as I like building this. I like touring other people's plots because people come up with some incredibly amazing stuff that I can't even fathom.
Totally. Yeah, and that's kind of why I created the whole thing around Palian tour guides, like that whole system for the very purpose of getting people to network and tour each other and discover the possibilities and these imaginative minds just through tour videos, right? Like some people, they're just like, I didn't know that was a thing. Well, surprise, welcome to my channel. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with like our first question here. What's your favorite plushie?
Oh man. Oh, you putting me on the spot because I think the Cernuks are cute, right? My favorite plushie for the longest time was the Chapaa.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Cernuks are cute. But honestly, that Sandy Pal cat might take the cake.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a clean design and it looks like it's a fun plushie. Whereas the Nox cat is a little too purpley. It's a little too dark purple for me. And it's a little shiny as well. Even though I do like the Nox cat, I think the Pal cat has to take top spot in terms of design. With the fun guy coming in like second.
So if you were to get a gift of a plushie from one of the NPCs, who would that NPC be and what would the plushie be? Now, I'm going to preface this with the plushie could be any animal in Palia.
Okay, so I would like I would like a Muujin just because I don't have a Muujin.
Yeah,
And I would like the Muujin to be almost as big as a Muujin, because we don't have too many big plushies. Like there's nothing of the Ormu size.
right.
So I would like to see a Muujin. And I would like honestly to get the Muujin probably by from Kenyatta.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, like, as a double whammy, because this has been such a fun plot, and I like to, ask some different questions every now and then. I think the third question that I'm going to ask is, and you've given a lot of really good advice for people that are just starting out. It's very easy to feel intimidated after looking at something like this. I will tell you, don't feel intimidated, and you won't listen to me. But you just got to start somewhere. Crew just started with the Harvest House, just like everybody else did. But my question is, how many hours do you think you've put into this effort?
Easily at least 1,200.
Wow.
Easily at least 1,200. I was counting at one point, and I think I made it up to 700 counting, but that was months ago.
Yeah.
This plot right here is an evolution of over 7 months of work. It went through several iterations, and I keep telling people I'm done. Like when you did the quick plot tour, I said I was done, and then
Hmm.
I tore up the courtyard, and this whole front area was torn up a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
and I plopped it down. Remember, I told you it was a week ago is when I tore it up, and I re-put it together. So it just constantly putting time into it, and I tell new players all the time, I'm like, don't compare your plot to another person's plot because it takes time, it takes effort, and plus this is a cozy game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I try to keep reminding myself too, that Bailey is a cozy game, even though it has lots of elements, Temple of the Gales, that aren't exactly cozy. But nonetheless, Kruja, it's an honor to have done both a speed tour and a full tour to get down, like to sit down with you and actually get to know you a little bit better. Like I said, it's one of my favorite parts of the tours, just kind of be able to understand the story behind it, learn a little bit about you, and thank you again.
No, thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate it. If I can say one thing to people, anything that you see here, feel free to use because I think if you're having trouble like decorating, copy,
Yeah,
and then you'll find your voice. You'll
that's
find
right.
your own voice, and you'll start to change stuff. Because that's how a lot of like art gets done. Is that at first you learn to copy, you learn how to do shapes, you learn how to do this, you learn how to do that, and then you'll start finding your voice of what you actually like. And pretty soon, the table that you made, that the way I made, is going to change to the way you make it, right? and then I might copy you.
Yeah, emulate and then iterate. Love it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. If you haven't done so already, I want to see that big old thumbs up on this video. It's been amazing. Leave a comment. Let me know what was your favorite part. What was the favorite story? There's a lot of different components here. And don't forget to follow me for more Palia tours. I'll be seeing you all for the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.